Welcome into the CFB season recap show. I'm your host, Chris. You can find me on Twitter at CFB Talk07. I'm joined again for the second week in a row. My boy Bus. How you doing, brother?
Better than you.
Very better than me. Way better than me. Man, God almighty. We'll get to that in a minute, but man. But hey, other than that, what a great weekend of college football.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I hate to be like this, but I wanted it to be a little better than it was, but it was still
That's
really
fair.
good. Really good weekend.
That is fair. Man, it was great. All right. Well, y'all can follow the show account at CFB_SZN. That's where we post a lot of our stuff, show stuff. And yeah, also go hit the subscribe button on YouTube at CFB_SZN. We appreciate all the subscriptions we can get. We've got up to 250 now, which is awesome. That was our goal. So let's get to 300 next. People watching us on TikTok, please do the same. Just head over to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. You can watch it. You can come back and watch it on TikTok. All right, let's get to it. Friday night, Virginia 46, FSU 38, double overtime. Man, I think I wrote down 900 total yards of offense. Was that correct?
Oh yeah. It was back and forth. Neither defense could stop anything. Yeah, it was a wild one. But yeah, that game felt like the longer that it went, the more you kind of like Virginia in that. But yeah, the first half of it was chaotic, just back and forth. Slowed down a little bit once it got to the end, though.
Yeah, I was at Friday night. Me and my wife went out to go see some friends we hung out with for years, and I was like, well, we'll be back for the Arizona State TCU game.
Yeah,
kind of figured FSU would probably handle this one. But we were watching that at the get together, and I knew once they went down 14-0, there was going to be some problems. I don't know if you agree with this, but it seems like Gus Malzahn's offense is kind of built to, not play catch up.
Yeah.
So once they went down 14-0, I was like, oh Lord, they may be in trouble here.
Yeah. Yeah, his offense is definitely let's get ahead and then let's just stay ahead.
Yeah, which is what they did in the Alabama game. They got ahead, and he does a real good job when he gets ahead. I think Gus is a really good OC. He has his faults, but I think he's a decent OC. But yeah, when they went down 14-0, I was like, oh Lord, they're in trouble. Credit to Tony Elliott though, and the job he's doing at Virginia. Defense has been lacking last couple of weeks, but they had like the 26th ranked portal class. They went and spent some money, fixed some problems, and yeah, they're in the thick of it in the ACC race.
Yeah, the ACC kind of feels like the old Big 12 where nobody can stop anybody.
Yeah.
It's looking like NC State. They're one that definitely comes to mind where they could score 40 any week, but they could give up 45. And now these two kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I went into the season thinking it was FSU, Georgia Tech, and a little bit of Miami, and now I have no clue other than Miami, which I think is obviously the favorite
so far.
Yeah, so far, but yeah, I don't know who it's going to be. I really don't. All right, Oregon 30, Penn State 24, overtime, another overtime game. Maybe I was a year too early on Oregon, Bus. I know it's a running joke on the show. I'm an Oregon lover. I love the Ducks. I think I picked them 2 years in a row to win the national championship. I didn't pick them this year.
They're your kryptonite forever.
yeah, forever.
They always bitch you in the ass.
Fortunately for Oregon fans, I didn't pick them this year, and I think that this may be I think I'm going to have probably a hot take to some people. I think this team's better than last year's teams, mainly because of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I thought last year the line of scrimmage was a problem. I remember the Big Ten championship game. I think Penn State had like almost over 300 yards rushing. Yesterday they held Penn State to like 139 yards, 4 yards per attempt. I thought Oregon ran the ball better. I thought they stopped the run better. I thought they protected the quarterback better. Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with Oregon and Moore, who may be the Heisman favorite at this point.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games that It wasn't as close as the scoreboard said. I felt like Oregon was superior in just about every category. The only thing that kind of scares me with them is kind of their, I just call it closeout factor, where you have a team down and up 14, and you have a chance to put them away, and they didn't do that when they went up 17-3. The defense comes back and gives up a 4-play 75-yard drive, and oh shit, it's a ball game again. And then they come back and go 6 plays for 7 yards. That's a drive that you have to, I mean, at the very least, get a couple first downs and move the ball to change field position. But that's honestly the only red flag that I have for Oregon is being able to, when you have a team down like that in a close game, to be able to put them away. So, but yeah, Oregon gained them 424 to 276. Just
I'm so done. I'm so done. I wrote this down. I'm so done with Penn State's offense.
Yeah.
Done with Drew Fowler. I'm done with it all. That was once again a crappy passing game by Penn State up until I think they in the fourth quarter they had a couple of good things happen, but for 3 quarters, once again, it just wasn't there.
Yeah,
it hasn't been there this season against way weaker competition.
Yeah.
I think at times I love their OC. I loved him when he was at Kansas, but I do think at times I put it on Twitter last night. He just sometimes gets too freaking cute. Just line up and effing football, man.
Yeah, you have Nick Singleton and Katron Allen give him the ball and let him go.
Bullshit. God, like I'm all for trick and funny play and cool plays and all that. I mean, Andy Reid's like the king of that. I'm currently watching the Chiefs. He does all those cool things, but Jesus, man, just sometimes just line the shit up and just play football, man. I don't sometimes. I'm so done with that offense, man. I'm done with it. I'll never believe in them again.
Yeah.
I think we had them preseason 2 or 1 in our poll.
Yeah.
Hell, I stupidly picked them to win a national championship. What an idiot.
Yeah, they were rough. Their first half they had 69 yards on 25 plays. Just unreal. Their drive chart through 3 quarters: punt, field goal, punt, 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 punt.
Yeah. Their offensive line, according to PFF, 32% pressure rate allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it with them. I don't really have a lot of good to say about them, so I'm not really going to really say a whole lot with that. It's just the one, if I had to describe it, I would just say I don't get it. I don't get how you have those weapons, especially in the backfield in a conference that runs the ball like they do, how you don't just line it up and give it to them, or even have sets where you have both of them lined up somewhere. But I don't get that why you have to split them up like that. Yeah, it's hard to say. But
I don't either. Another 10-2 season coming, possibly 9-3. To be honest with you,
yeah, we'll see. They'll coast through there. They'll win all the games they need to, and they'll lose all the games they shouldn't.
Yeah, it's like, at this point that's what it is.
Until they prove us differently, that's what I'm believing.
Yep, and I don't care if you beat a Group of 5 team in the playoffs. It doesn't count as far as a big win. So Penn State, it's time to nut up and do something. Bama 24, UGA 21. What's unique about this is I'm a Georgia fan. Bus is a Bama fan, just like Austin on the preview show. So I like to, for the most part, I like to try to start with the winners because they are the one that won the damn ball games and they deserve to be talked to first. So Bus, we'll let you give the Bama perspective, and I'll chime in with the Georgia perspective.
What I saw from Bama was they finally responded to adversity. I feel like since DeBoer has gotten here, it would either all go right and we'd be so high up on our offense or defense, but as soon as something went wrong, it would just snowball. And I said that multiple times last night, where it's like, all right, here it comes. Here's where we snowball, where we get, a false start and then a holding, and then all right, now we're punting after that. But they finally responded to that, which was really encouraging to see for sure. And another thing I had was that they're productive in their non-scoring drives just to flip the field. I feel like that was something, especially in big games last year, where we didn't do that, where when we weren't scoring, we were going 3 and out and punting and not flipping the field like we should. So That was one thing that I really was really good to see. And then for us, just the play calling in critical situations, how creative they got with it.
The big
I felt,
receiver screen.
yeah, I felt like there were so many times where it was like 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4, and I'm like, I honestly have no idea what we're going to call here, just no idea. So I really liked how they kept that, just unpredictable. One thing I do have for both teams was how good the offensive lines were in pass protection. I'll have to double check, but what I saw in the stats was that neither team allowed a quarterback hurry, which you could say is concerning on the D line a little bit. I think that's more credit to the offensive lines with how good they were on that. For Georgia, they finally found a run game, and I was really impressed with that. And an explosive run game. They had 8 rushes over 10 yards out of their 33 rushes. So I liked what they did with that and just how they created those plays too. I felt like they had so many formations and plays where they were like, this is going to be easy to run the ball. Like we have the numbers, we have everything we need to do, and we can do that. And they did that. And then, last thing I had was I'll just keep saying this, that Kirby is the greatest at halftime adjustments. When he left Bama, that was the immediate thing that I noticed on defense was how quickly he can adjust to that stuff at halftime. I was just really impressed with that. They didn't give up any second half points. With him, it used to always be first drive and he would make an adjustments. And as the offenses have gotten a little bit more creative and everything, it feels like it takes him a little bit longer to get adjusted. But still at halftime, he was really good with getting those adjustments in.
Yeah, I said on the previous show, I thought one of the biggest keys for Georgia was the pass rush, and it was my biggest concern. And once again, probably 4 or 5 weeks in, the pass rush was non-existent. Simpson had all day to pass, and I said on the previous show, you can't simply give that kid all day to pass. That despite the FSU game, I think he's a pretty good quarterback. Probably maybe the best in the SEC. You could make that case. Secondary, another concern that I touched on, it got torched. Now I will say in the second half, because Georgia fans are freaking out, it's doom and gloom. Kirby's the new Dabo, according to the majority. But I will say they did shut him out in the second half. 0 points. But that's also to flip it back to being negative. That's been something that's been going on, I think, since 2024. I lost it. I can't remember who posted it. It may have been Dog Stats in our group that since 2024, there was like a crap load of like the halftime scores, and it's Georgia down every single time in the big games.
Yeah.
And it just keeps happening. Start off slow, and then, like you said, the halftime happens, the adjustments happen, and we come out and we play great, but we're having to play catch up all the time. You cannot keep doing that, especially not with this schedule when you got Ole Miss coming up, Auburn, which we'll get into later. That was my biggest thing. Like you said, the O-line, though, I was deeply impressed by them. They've looked like straight shit for 4 weeks. Tennessee, they didn't look good, to be quite frank. The right side of the line in particular. But, yeah, they had a great night. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think the only silver lining, and I'm not a big fan of this thing. I think Bus agrees. But if Georgia fans want a silver lining, if you're looking for something, the win expectancy for Bama was 19.6. That's assuming if you take those things seriously. That's basically just saying that a lot of stuff happened and Bama, if you played the game 10 times, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter. The Bama won, end of the day, 13 for 19 on third downs too, just absolutely crushed Georgia on third downs. Bus, I want to get your take on this. Well, here, I'm going to say it, and then I'll let you bounce off me.
Okay.
I didn't have a problem with the 4th and 2 call.
No.
I honestly didn't.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's just I simply didn't. I did. To me, I'm surprised people are not more pissed at the timeout before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
That had me livid. I was fine with the 4th and 2. If you go back and watch the play, I mean, it's a blown block assignment away from either being a walk-in touchdown or at the very least at the 1-yard line. What do you think?
Yeah, when they lined up, I watched the game in the Skycast, and I'm like, they have a walk-in touchdown. As soon as they got to the line, they had 3 guys that they needed to block, and they had 4 or 5 guys to block. But yeah, it was literally just one blown up assignment, and I had no problem with that. And when they came out there, I was like, oh shit, this ain't good. But yeah, I had no problem with that. Yeah, the timeout, I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't.
That was, I think that was kind of it felt like they were kind of in between where they're like, oh, do we do it? Do we not? Oh, let's just do it. And I don't know. I feel like, in those games you really have to hone in on all that. So
I guess if somebody wants to come up to me on the 4th and 2, because I've seen this complaint and I could see this now, and I could probably get on board with it. If you want to come to me and tell me, because there's a lot of, I haven't gone back and watched it. There's a lot of people under the assumption that Gunner may have gotten that first down rather than it being 4th and 2. And there's been some complaints that maybe, Kirby should have slowed it down, let the replay maybe kind of buzz in and all that. If you want to make that complaint, I think that's fair. I haven't gone back to see if he got it or not. Yeah. But there was a lot of people complaining about that on Twitter. If you want to make that argument, I could see that. I could see that as a case. But to my Georgia fans, no, he's not turning into Dabo. Is Georgia the Jets? Yeah, I've seen that all over the message boards on Twitter. Look, he's not turning to Dabo. I think you just need to come with the grips of Georgia's not a Death Star anymore. They're just not. And I don't know that unless maybe Ohio State wins the second one in a row, and then maybe we can revisit this conversation. But I just don't think in 2025 we're going to have Death Stars anymore. Georgia's a really good football team. They've got some issues. There's some coaching problems. I don't want to completely act like I'm not going to blame the coaches. I thought they got outcoached. Simple as that. DeBoer has Kirby's number. Alabama has Kirby's number. To be fair, DeBoer has all of Nick Saban's coaching defensive staff tree. I mean, he's beaten Dan Lannon. Dan Lannon hasn't beat him, and that's everybody's heroes, Dan Lannon. Credit to the Bama's coaching staff. They needed this win. They got it, and kudos to them. And I seen one comment by a Georgia fan that says, I hope we see him in Atlanta. I'll be the first to tell you, call me a P word, call me whatever you want. I hope we don't. I hope Bama gets kicked out of the SEC, and we never have to play him again.
Go to the ACC.
Yeah. I'm tired of my heart almost having a heart attack every freaking time we play him. It is what it is. All right. Well, it was a great game, though. Another Alabama-Georgia classic. Before we move on, though, I do want to ask you this, Bus, because I do feel like this doesn't get talked about. Is there any concerns, even after the win on the Bama side of things, about the lack of pass rush, one, and the ability not to run the ball?
Yeah, I would say more so in the ability to run the ball. I don't have as much issue with the pass game or the pass rush, just because I feel like we do a pretty good job in the secondary. Obviously, you want to see it, but yeah, I have more of an issue with not being able to run the ball. Just because, when you get into those late games where you just need to get first downs and you need to keep the clock running. That's one thing that you need to be able to do. And I think late in that game, that was the one thing that kind of locked up that game was being able to run the ball when we needed to. So, but yeah, it's definitely concerning. And it's one of those things where you're just like, when's it going to come back to bite us in the ass? So,
and it could.
Yeah.
It could. I think they're going to beat Vandy, but that's a team that can ball, I believe. It'll be interesting. That game. I think the line opened up 12, I believe. But
I don't even take any of that into consideration anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, Ole Miss 24, LSU 19. I'm just going to sound like a broken record. It's the run game for LSU. I didn't mention it much on the preview show because I'm kind of tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't help but to talk about it now. I mean, it's the run game. It's 21 carries, 65 yards, and if you go look up the numbers, the Ole Miss's rush D is really bad.
Yeah.
It's not a good rush D. I don't want to take much from this game on the Ole Miss defensive side of the things. I just don't think LSU could run the ball against a Pee Wee football team right now, to be honest with you. Um, and I thought the defense did well. I thought it's just the defense can only do so much. And I said in the previous show that one of the reasons I was picking Ole Miss was because I just think at some point the offense was going to have to do something, and they didn't. And kudos to Ole Miss, man.
Yeah, that was pretty much everything I had. LSU can't run the ball. I mean, their defense did as well as they could. Yeah, but when Ole Miss runs 84 plays against an offense like that, it's tough to come out on top in those games. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to watch their lack of run game. And then I think what's even kind of more discouraging is how it's affecting Nussmeier too.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I still think he throws the ball really well. I still think he has a ton of talent, but I think that teams can literally just know that you're not going to run the ball. They can scheme towards that and take that away. Yeah, really the only other thing I had on LSU was when their offense was bad. It was bad. In the first half, they had 23 plays, and in those 23 plays, they had 6 drives, and they had 3 of those were 3-and-outs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even threatening, not even moving the ball, not doing anything with it.
Yeah, and Chambliss, man, he looked good again. I don't know how you go back to Simmons. I really don't. I get that there's been a lot of talks about if you don't go back to him, he's going to transfer. But
that's all right. Even if you go back to him, he still might transfer.
Exactly.
So you got to put the best players that are playing the best right now on the field. I don't think anybody needs to try to walk on eggshells with kids anymore. If you're the best player and you can win us the game, you're going to play. That's how I think everything should be, and I don't think you should be. I don't think you should be worried about a kid transferring. If he transfers, good. But we don't want him here anyways.
Yeah, I'm kind of dumbfounded that that's been I don't know if you've seen the same thing I've seen. I know you enjoy them, but that's kind of been a thing that's annoyed me that old Siski has said on some of his shows. I watched their post game thing last week, and he almost acted dumbfounded and kind of belittled fans for thinking otherwise. And I was like, that's stupid. You got to give yourself the best chance to win. I don't give 2 craps what he's going to do in December. Right. It's about winning now. And if he transfers, okay, so what? Then go get another quarterback out of the portal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. Everything they do. I haven't listened to them in a while, but most of what they say, I'm on board with and I agree with.
I do too for the most part, but he sometimes can get under my skin. I ain't gonna lie. We'll talk about that off air. Illinois 34, USC 32 has that probably one of the more shocking developments to me was this game. Huge kudos to Illinois to bounce back after what Indiana did. I mean, Indiana made them look like a redheaded stepchild, and I think that's a testament to the culture that Illinois has to bounce back like that and play like that. Illinois 223 yards after catch. That's pretty crazy. Seems like USC's defense is a problem. They got out physicaled. They had no pass rush. I think Illinois had 502 yards total offense.
Yep.
Okay, I wrote that down. I did not write who it was.
Yeah.
502. Yeah, and I don't know, man. That was a nut up game for Illinois, and they showed up, man. They showed up big. I think USC's offense is pretty impressive, but the defense, defense is bad.
Yeah, what I had on this game, I don't think Illinois bounced back at all on defense. I think there was a bounce back for their offense for sure, but their defense is bad. They are really bad. USC, they had 82% of their total yards available, which in a conference game, I don't feel like that should ever happen. But yeah, their offense, I think their offense kind of returned back to what we kind of thought Illinois was before that Indiana game. with Altmaier throwing for 328. Yeah, it was their offense was good. For USC, they were really good down the stretch. I feel like that's um, kind of the Lincoln Riley way. When we need points, we can go get it whenever we need to. On their final 3 drives, they scored 22 points. I don't know if you watched that game a lot, but when they were down 14 and scored, they went for 2, and they got it to go down by 6. How do you feel about those types of decisions when you're down by 2 scores, score a touchdown, and let's go for 2?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm curious what you think. I
Yeah,
don't have a problem with that at all.
yeah, yeah. I personally love it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you're talking to a guy on that plays NCAA, and I won't freaking punt. I don't care if I'm down 60-0. I don't play smart football in the game.
So you're the wrong person to ask on that.
Yeah, I'm very wrong. You give me all the aggressiveness you want. Like, I mean, I remember when Lane Kiffin, he would get, he gets killed sometimes for his decisions. Dan Lannon does too. But I mean, if you're smart about it, I'm not totally stupid.
Don't go for it every time.
Yeah, I'm not that stupid, but I do. I love aggressiveness in certain situations. I would say probably lean towards the majority of situations if it's valid, but I like aggressiveness. I love it. I mean, you play to win the game.
Yeah, I love that too, especially being down 2 scores. You score, and then it's like, all right, we're going for 2. If you miss it, you still have to score another touchdown again, and you have another chance to go for 2. So I have no problem with it. Yeah. If you get it on 50% of your 50% of your turns, it paid off. So. And that almost won them the game too.
Yeah,
because Illinois had to come down and they had to make a play. They had to score. So I had no problem with that. Last thing I had on Illinois, I feel like they're a team this year that could beat anybody, or they could lose to everybody really bad, like they did last week. They're a team that can give
some a roller coaster.
Oh yeah. They're a team that could surprise anyone any weekend in either direction.
Yeah, I had one more thing on USC. I seen that Lincoln Riley, which he cries a lot. He cries more than my teenage daughter. But this is once again a trend. Having trouble in different time zones. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe not breaking up 100-year plus conference, and for greed was a good idea. I don't know, but USC fans, when I clip this on TikTok, you can get mad at me, but enjoy those checks and those losses, baby. So I don't know what to tell you. I keep seeing them on Twitter going, "We're this and this and that and this and that and this and that." And I'm like, well, maybe you just middle of the pack, average Big Ten team now because you wanted to take the money, and so enjoy that cash, I guess, that you fans will never ever see. But enjoy it. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, that's gonna go well on TikTok when I clip it. All right, let's if I can get my computer to work, let's go around the scoreboard. I can't get my computer to work for some reason. Hold on. I don't know where it went. I had it right there, but then it went away. There we go. All right, hold on just a second. This is bad YouTube showing here. This happens to me every week.
Consistent, at least.
Yeah, it's consistent. All right, we'll start with you, Bus. Anything from the weekend other than the games we've recapped that maybe,
TCU, Arizona State. That game stood out. TCU jumped out. I think it was 17-0 right off the bat. And then Arizona State just slowly creeped back into the game. And then, eventually in the fourth quarter, their defense needed a stop, and they had a fumble. I don't know if you saw the fumble, but it was insane. That was insane. That game was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I didn't stay up for the game after that, Houston, Oregon State, but that one went to OT, so that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a really fun game to watch.
It was. I had wrote down in my notes, I thought TCU not staying committed to the run game was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. And kudos to Arizona State. We got a question on TikTok. I'm not forgetting about you, Ron. Just give me just a second. Yeah, I thought Arizona State stayed committed to the run game and even down 17-0, and then TCU kind of got away with it was my biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
Ron, thank you for the question. Sorry I didn't get to it sooner. I just now seen it. How do you feel about Gunner? I feel fine about him. I mean, he's not a, I don't think he's a game changer. But I think you can win with him. I think he's still. I mean, he's still. Again, this is only his 5th start. But I don't have too bad of a problem with him. I don't know what Bus thinks.
Yeah. I don't think you need him to be a game changer. I think you just need him to do what kind of calls for your offense and take what you can get with it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Thanks for the question, Ron. Go hit the subscribe on the YouTube channel if you don't mind. I want to go after your favorite guy on Around the Scoreboard.
Joe Klatt?
No. Your other favorite guy, Hugh Freeze. Man, I don't understand. I'm not a big fan of PFF, so I'm hoping this is correct. I do use some of their stuff, but I do not understand Auburn's game plan. It's the 2nd week in a row. Per PFF, 62 plays for Auburn, 15 designed runs out of the 62. Like I don't understand that. You're a running team with a quarterback that's not a good passer of the ball.
Yeah.
He's not great. I understand you went and got Cam Coleman and you went and got Eric Singleton, but stop forcing something that you're not good at. You are a running team. Live and die by that and let that kind of maybe open up your passing game. You did it versus Baylor. I don't understand why you keep running away from this. And I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand why they. Yeah, I just don't understand why they try to do so much around Arnold in the run game, especially. I mean, looking through their stats, outside of him, they only had 9 other carries from all their other players. It's like, yeah, I don't understand that. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a threat, but he's not a threat if he's the only one that's running. Like, if we know that's going to him every time, all right, we don't even have to respect we don't have to respect anything else.
Yeah, it just does not make any sense. Anything else caught your eye?
I didn't watch this. This one was kind of on the side TV. Thankfully, this was an ugly game. I know in this game I had that. I think it was Auburn's rush defense. I'd have to go back and look at it, but it was towards the bottom of the SEC, so I expected A&M to be able to run the ball. It looks like they did that pretty well with Le'Veon Moss.
Yeah, he had 22 carries for 137.
Yeah. And I know I had Marcel Reed for my player to watch this week. Looks like he was back to how he is, not being able to throw it particularly well. But looks like it was good enough to win.
Did you get any of the Indiana-Iowa game?
No, I didn't have Peacock at all. That game honestly went how I thought it was going to go. Iowa usually pulls those ones out with the late field goal. You thought that was gonna, when they got the shot there towards the end, you thought that was gonna be what wins it. But yeah, I didn't have too much on that. I think that's about. I don't want to say that's going to be the average Indiana offense, but I think that's pretty close to how their offense is going to be the rest of the year. I don't think what they did at Illinois last week was. I don't think that's something that people should expect every week from them.
Yeah, I agree there. Definitely. I don't know how much you got of this one. I got probably maybe a quarter and a half in it. But Ohio State 24, Washington 6. That was my upset pick of the week. Did not happen.
Yeah, me too.
Did not happen. I thought Jed Fish played a little conservatively. I think he was playing for field goals rather than being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just my, NCAA video game mindset. Sometimes I feel like when you're unranked and you're playing the number 1 team in the country, just go balls to the walls. What do you got to lose? Yeah, I mean, your win total, I think in Vegas was like 7.5. I mean, what do you got to lose? I don't know. I just felt like, and they were 1-11 on third downs. They couldn't sustain drives at all. Yeah, I don't know. Credit to Ohio State's defense coordinator, though. I was not a fan of his coming into this season, but I think it's safe to say 4 weeks in, he's done a pretty damn good job.
Yeah. Yeah, but I had this game because this was my upset pick too. Early in the game, I felt like Ohio State was trying to. It felt like one of those games where they're like, "We're going to come in here and we're going to, assert our dominance and we're going to show them that we're way better than them," and they didn't do that. It felt like they were more focused on, trying to again assert that dominance instead of taking advantage of their matchups, their key advantages and matchups that they had until like late in that second quarter when they finally started getting it to Jeremiah Smith. I think on his first or second catch, he scored a touchdown. So it's like, why aren't we doing that? One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about with Ohio State is their downfield passing.
Yes.
Now, saying that, Julian Sayin throws a really good ball. He is always on target. When he misses, it's not by a lot. But watching this game, it felt like, and I don't have any of the stats in front of me, but it felt like every single pass was a bubble screen or a mesh route across the middle. I didn't feel like there was any type of downfield threat where I just didn't even feel like they threw it downfield at all. It was just, let's spread them out. Let's, obviously take advantage of our speed and everything. But I didn't feel like there was anything downfield that they really tried to do with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't have any stats on it either. That's what it felt like to me too. I'm a little concerned about that. Nobody's talking about that, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see down the road. Ohio State would definitely have some games. Well, maybe. I don't know. maybe. Did you get anything on the Tennessee Mississippi State game? I didn't.
But. I did not. No, that was on the side. I know. I didn't have anything. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, I seen somebody mention that Tennessee kind of held Mississippi State passing attack. Yeah, they did.
180.
22.9 QBR. That's a little surprising considering Tennessee secondary got torched by Gunner.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing I had on Tennessee was how just not impressive their secondary has been.
Yeah, Joey's thrown 2 hitters. I did see Joey, and he's done this now. He did it in the Georgia game, and I seen him do it once in the Mississippi State game. Maybe he's done it more than that, but that I don't know if you agree, but he does that like little moonshot, like a moonshot ball.
The 500.
Yeah, it just hangs up there, and he got away with it against Georgia, like 2 or 3 times. And I kept saying on Twitter, like I wasn't trying to sound like a bitter UGA fan. I was like, he's going to keep doing that. He's going to F around and find out.
Yeah.
Against better secondaries. And it happened again on the Tennessee game. It actually didn't result in a interception, but it resulted in a pass interference that took a touchdown away.
Yeah.
He moonshotted it again.
Yeah, to Brazel.
Yeah, to Brazel. And I don't know, man. Yeah, you got to – I don't know. You got to fix that. You got to quit doing that.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Chris Brazel.
Yes,
he's been really, really good for them. I mean, he's such a matchup nightmare too at freaking 6'5". If you're gonna throw the moonshot ball, that's the guy to throw it to.
yes. Another thing, and it happened in the Georgia game. They couldn't stop the run. Mississippi State leading rusher had 134 yards and 5.8 average, 2 touchdowns. Overall had almost 200 yards rushing. That's without taking the stupid sack stuff out. It'll probably look better if you took that negative 21 out. But close game. I still think Tennessee's a decent ball team. I think the theme of this season is there's a lot of really good teams.
Yeah.
I think you could make a case, and it may be me being biased. Oregon may be the best team. I don't know. And Ohio State. But, let's get to this one real quick, and I think we may close out on this one. I don't see anything else that piques my interest, or maybe you do. We'll ask you before we go. Since he just got fired, this was one that I almost picked as an upset pick. Notre Dame 56, Arkansas 13. And I guess for anybody watching, I would think you probably already know by now, but Sam Pittman has been fired. and Bobby P has become the interim head coach with the goal of taking the job apparently at some point. Yeah, man, sad day for Arkansas. In my opinion, I love Sam Pittman, but unfortunately, he just didn't do enough. Um, yeah, that was a blowout. I really thought Arkansas had a chance because of how bad Notre Dame's pass defense was. But kudos to Notre Dame. Do you think they were making sure to make that a blowout so they can look good on that committee because their schedule is not doing them no favors?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I had on that game was just how bad Arkansas's defense was. It literally looked like they were playing backyard football. Like
Yeah.
Notre Dame was just running circles around them. Yeah, that sucks that Pittman had to go out like that. I know he's one guy that I really liked coaching. I'm sure if he wants to, he'll go find something somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, sucks to see.
Yeah, we have a Georgia fan in the TikTok comments. We need Pittman back as the O-line coach. I would probably agree with that. I would definitely love that. But
Kirby.
Yeah, I think somebody posted a picture of his beautiful house in Arkansas. I have a feeling that the man's going to probably
ride into the sunset.
Right into the sunset. He lives on the lake and all that. But yeah, hey, did you have anything else on around the scoreboard? I didn't.
I mean, there were so many close games that we could touch on that forever. The only really other one I had was Georgia Tech Wake. With Georgia Tech 30, Wake 29. I sent in our group chat Robbie Ashford for Heisman. Oh gosh, that's too funny.
But I'll just let that one get away.
Yeah, that one went to OT. That was a good game. I know Mick said something about Georgia Tech last week where he's like, Georgia Tech can't just keep running Haynes King the ball, 20 times a game. And they did that, but it feels like they're one of those teams that he's eventually going to run out of gas. And when's it going to be?
Yeah. Yeah. Austin on the Georgia Tech thing, Austin on the show, he actually picked that game as his upset pick, and we were kind of like, oh,
yeah.
But he's been saying that a lot. That's what Georgia Tech does. They kind of they're giant killer somebody, and then they'll go lose to the school of blind.
Yeah, Virginia Tech next week.
Yeah, no offense to Wake Forest fans. I think y'all got a great coach, but yeah, it shouldn't have been close. But yeah. All right, we appreciate it. We've got a lot of people on TikTok. For my TikTok people, after this ends, I'll do a little Q&A for just a minute because I seen I had a bunch of questions and I did not get to any of them. Kind of hard to do that on the recap show, but I'll stay a couple of minutes after to do a Q&A thing. But yeah, great week.
Gonna do game balls at all?
Oh yeah, shoot. I'm a terrible host.
Come on, Chris.
Man, that Georgia loss just got me and then I'm fixing to watch my Cowboys get just absolutely destroyed. Yeah. Game balls. Mine, Illinois offensive line. I've been giving them a lot of crap, and deserved crap. But they showed out in this game. I don't think they allowed a single sack, if I remember correctly. But yeah, man, kudos to them. That was a big one for me. So yeah, the whole offensive line for Illinois got a game ball for me, and then I had a second one, and I cannot find my notes. Do you remember what it was, Buzz?
I think
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson. Yeah.
Ty Simpson. Yep. Ty Simpson. Game ball to Ty Simpson. Just absolutely baller. I thought he in the preseason he got a little too much hate from people, and then I thought after the FSU game, people were dancing on his grave. And I'm a Georgia fan, but I'm pretty. I feel like I'm pretty biased and fair. And kudos to him, man. Light up that defense and played great. And I do think Bama has some issues going forward that they got to get shored up. But I wrote in my notes, it won't be because of Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
It won't be because of Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson's a good quarterback, and credit to Grubb. But anyway, what's your game balls?
I got two. First one is probably the best name in the entire world. Turbo Richard from Boston College. He went 15 rushes for 171 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that name is just unbelievable. Turbo Richard.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Daniels from Kansas, 19 for 28, 445, 4 touchdowns, and rushed for another 55. and then I put ... and a loss. I feel like that is are his games and his stat lines to a T. Is light up the scoreboard, do everything in a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Before we go though, who's your we'll end on this. Who's your Heisman favorite right now?
Oh gosh, I don't even do any of
No,
the
I know
Heisman
you
stuff.
don't do the Heisman stuff.
Gosh,
I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna go more at Oregon.
more.
Either him or I'm gonna be the guy that, because I hate what this award has become,
Yeah,
where it's just the quarterback on the best team.
yeah.
And I know I just kind of said that and then contradicted myself, but I will also put Ahmad Hardy up there.
Hardy, yeah, that was the other one that I had.
That's who I would go with. That's my top two, and you can
Yeah.
put it in whatever order, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Without looking through too much, I'd go probably Ahmad Hardy. Yeah, maybe have Sawyer Robinson up there, or Robertson from Baylor. I know he's lit up the scoreboard quite a bit. Yeah, without looking too much into that, yeah, that's probably who I'd go with.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody. People on TikTok, stay on for just a second. I'll give you 5 minutes of a Q&A. Appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. If y'all could, on TikTok and on Twitter and on YouTube, please go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. We really want to get the YouTube page off and running. It helps us tremendously as far as making the show as the best it can possibly be. I think it's a pretty good show that we have going on here, but we want to make it better. We want to improve it. We want a lot of things, so can't do that unless you subscribe to YouTube and hit that subscribe button and like it. I don't care where you watch it. You can watch it on TikTok. You can watch it on Twitter. I don't care. Just go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It helps with everything. And that's at CFB_SZN. And with that, we're going to check out. We will see y'all Monday. I think Season is doing his rapid reaction. I will be on there at the end doing my 15 minutes on the SEC. And then Tuesday, me and Adam, CFB guy, will be back for our SEC football show. And then Thursday, we'll be back with the national football show where we preview week 6. And then Sunday, the recap show. So appreciate everybody. And Bus, thank you once again for coming in the clutch.
Oh, yeah.
And we appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.